Well, um, hello, good afternoon. My name is Yiset Mosquera. I'm a therapist for pineapple support based in Latin America. So today we're going to talk about burnout. My presentation slash webinar. It's called Burning from the Inside Out. So my presentation is called Burning from the Inside Out. Like I said, my name is Yiset Mosquera Moreno. I'm a therapist for pineapple support. And now that I have the presentation and we get comfortable, I'm going to talk about what is burnout, better known as burnout syndrome. The World Health Organization defines burnout as a physical psychological situation in which the individuals or groups suffer for chronic stress. That's it's many factors that causes burnout, but mostly and bigly is the chronic stress. The ones that suffer, it can experience emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, and decrease in personal success. But to get more understanding about this, we're going to see what it means each one of these three. So we have depersonalization. That is a feeling of being disconnected on your own self and your own body. Like you, everything you experience on your life, on your line of work, it's like you're seeing it from someone else's body. Like it's not yourself, it's someone else. Next, we had emotional exhaustion. That is a state when you feel worn out and drained, and this goes both emotionally and physically. You don't feel energy or motivation to do anything on your life or on your job. So you can feel fatigue, a lack of energy and motivation. You can feel overwhelmed. It's like there's all your vital force drained completely out of your body. And finally, we have personal competence, that it's the combination of the abilities and capacities you have to accomplish and achieve goals, interact with people, and be aware on your own emotions, feelings, and thoughts. So, how competent is this one means that how competent you feel for the things in your life or in your job, how qualified you feel. In this part, we have some phrases that kind of sums up what each of three means, and maybe you have talked with someone or have heard that from other people. So for emotional exhaustion, we have, I feel mentally exhausted by my work, and then at the end of the working day, I feel empty. I feel tired when I get up, and there is another working day ahead. I feel I make too much of an effort for my work. Like you see, emotional exhaustion feels like you do, it's like not feeling anything about your life or your line of work. You feel you're doing too much, that you have done too much already, and you don't have energy, mind to do anything else. Next, we have depersonalization. And the ones for the personalization goes like this, like, I feel I have become more indifferent towards people since I do this line of work. I really don't care what happens to some of my clients. I worry that my work numbs me emotionally and sexually. The last one, it's something I have found that are what the models I treat in my therapists, that most of them don't feel emotionally or sexually connected with people anymore, that they feel this kind of job take that from them. And we have personal competence. So I can empathize with my clients' feelings and wishes. I haven't accomplished anything with this work. I feel my work is useless and doesn't influence in any way. You feel like you don't have the work you do doesn't make sense, doesn't impact, and you haven't achieved anything, not only in your job but also in your life. You feel you haven't done anything at all. Even if you have goals, you aren't able to recognize them. So now we're going to see the factors that influence the appearance of burnout specifically on CAN models. Remember that this disease, this syndrome, can be suffered for any person. And in many professions, like professors, teachers, executives, every people that treats with persons, that it's almost every job in this earth, can be suffering from burnout. But in this case, we're going to check out what specific factors influence in the appearance or CAM models. So first, we have conflicts with CAM modeling. And these conflicts appear because it might differ from each one of us what CAM modeling is for us. Some people enter in this kind of work because they feel or they feel passion for this work. So you enter this on your own will. You said, hey, it will be something nice to do. And I feel like I got the energy, the currents, the chance to entertain people. Next one, we have person that entered this job because it's their only source of income. And every time they get online, it feels like an obligation. You feel pressure to get online because if you don't work, you will get money to life. And finally, we have those who get in this job as an extra source of income. That you have another job, but you do this because you will like some extra, but it's not like you feel pressure to work every day. Next, we have the social support that I feel is one of the biggest one, considering how much it can affect people. And our social support, the support we feel from other persons that are around us, it comes from three sources. First one, it's from the place we work. Here in Latin America, there are studios. So some models here doesn't feel supported by their studios, or even in the case for independent, from not don't feel support for the place they work. So you don't feel supported. You don't feel that they hear you, that they treat you equally, that you have rights, and that kind of drain you because you feel you're working, but no one is respecting your work. Next, we have the support from coworkers, from the other girls, other cowboys that work in this industry. In the case of independent models, this work can be very isolating because you're doing it from your own house and you are only you in front of your camera. You don't talk with any other human being next to you. Fortunately, internet has helped solve this distance, but pandemic has kind of made that distance feels way bigger than it is. And finally, and the biggest and most important support is the family and friend support. Most can models kind of live a double life because not even their families, their friends know what they are doing. And you feel alone in this because you don't feel you can share what you feel, what you know, what you do, what you live in this kind of job with anyone. And you always have to pretend and lie sometimes about what exactly you do. And that can make you feel lonelier and lonelier each passing day. Next, we have the amount of working hours. I'm not acquainted about how much time can models work in US, in Europe, and any other places. But in the case of Latin America, most independent models and some studio models as well work from 10 to 12 hours a day. So you're working more than the time you sleep. That's take a toll on the body. Working that much and resting so little can take a toll on the body and how you feel and how you feel your job. Especially because this work is as a source of um, so many emotional stress. Next, we have work autonomy. That is how capable you feel to take your own decision, your own choices in this line of work. How much can you do? How much are you able to do? Do you have the possibility to choose what you want to do, what you want to wear? For the ones that work on a studio, sometimes that's not a chance. And they have rules, they have contracts that kind of close up the possibility to choose and make it impossible to really express yourself. Next, we have work reward. And this one, it's something that many of you can relate because this line is actually a financial roller coaster where sometimes you can make lots of money, but sometimes you can do way, way less. So most of the days you don't know how much you're going to make. And sometimes you can feel you're working too many hours, feeling a reward that it's so little. And sometimes it happens the opposite case, of course. But feeling you're working too much and that doesn't reflect in how much you gain, how much income you do, it can really mess you up totally and completely. Now, how do you know you're suffering from burnout? We're going to check the alarm signs for this. So, there is many signs to take in account to see, am I suffering from burnout? Of course, this is different for any other person, but these one are the general ones I have noticed that and that let me recognize when a modern is burning out in their line of work. So we have that you start to feel disappointed with work and life in general. You don't feel motivation. You start to feel less and less motivation. Even if it's for work or even if it's for having hobbies, interacting in your daily and regular life. Secondly, I have noticed that most can models start to burning out, start to act aggressive towards users and people in general. There's not a specific reason why you are having aggressive attitude, but that appears. Next, we have that it becomes difficult to find the positive aspect of your work, that notice what's good on what you do, what do you enjoy of this, and not even the economic motivation. The economic part is a motivation anymore. You start to don't giving a damn about the money. Sorry for the expression. Um, Next, we have feeling miserable, upset, uncomfortable at the day of going online during any time of the day. Every time you think to going online, you say like, no, I don't want to. I feel tired. Oh, it's like, I don't want to at all. But you press yourself because you say, but this is my work. I should be working. And you start to feel guilty and press yourself. And it becomes a cycle of negative talk on your head most of the time. You stop trying to take care of your appearance. You don't give a damn about how you look. So this you kind of stop paying attention about your hair, your body, your nails, your clothes. You stop trying to look good, not only for the users, but only for yourself as well. You stop feeling comfortable with your appearance. You say, why should I do this? Why should I shower? You didn't have been those cases like this, even at that point. Next, it's feeling unease when you're online. You feel that draining extension inside yourself when you're in front of the camera. Like you're thinking, I need to log off. I want to log off. I don't want to be here. And it's a sensation whenever you're online. Or when there's users talking to you, asking for a show, telling you you're pretty, complimenting you, anything. That sensation doesn't stop and kind of calms down when you're off camera. Next, we don't feel encouraged to go out, to do any kind of activity. You don't feel like wanting to go outside at all. And you prefer to stay in bed because it's less energy you waste being on the bed. So you don't want to go out, you isolate yourself, you stop seeing people for that exhaustion I was talking before. You start having trouble sleeping. Even if you can't sleep, that is the most common case, or the opposite, where you sleep too much, that you feel tired all the time. And from the more you sleep, the most tired you feel because you are not resting as you should do. There are physical symptoms as well, that headache, backache, neck ache, and any other pain that you say there is no specific explanation for this. And there is increased use of food, liquor, drugs to make yourself in a better mood, to make it easier to get online, to get easier to talk with users, to get easier to do videos, whatever thing you do in sex work, to make it easier, to make it more comfortable doing it. Now, how to solve it or treat it? What can we do? First, you can come to Pineapple Support and talk with any of their therapists that will be happily to go and help you. But besides that, they're kind of some general tips, recommendations to help you to fight it, to help you to decrease the stress you're feeling and those draining sensations that you feel going lower and lower and lower. Firstly, establish a boundary between work and your personal life. I have encountered with my patient that this is a difficult thing to do because this kind of work, it makes difficult to disconnect from it. Since it's virtual, you have apps on your phone where you talk with clients, so they ask you for photos to make content. It's difficult to disconnect. So you're working 24 hours, 7 days a week. And even if you say, this is my day off, even in your day off, you're doing things related with work. Even if you feel you are not working, it is related to work. So it's important that you establish a difference between your personal spaces and your work spaces to make that switch that I'm not working and I'm taking some time for myself. Next, we have taking breaks while you work, active breaks. This is something people think that it's only for persons that work in an office, but no, ladies and gentlemen, this is for anyone that works. You need active pauses. Why do you need them? Because all candidates have had those days where you are sitting 2, 3 hours in front of the screen of your camera and your chat room, it's completely empty. And even if you're blasting your music you like, you start to stress because there's no users to talk to. And you start to stress and getting frustrated. And the frustration accumulates. The part you think you take 2 or 3 hours to rest, to get up, stretch your legs, stretch your muscles, taking some water, eating something, go play with your pets for a few minutes, can do wonders when you get back online. And you get online once again with a different attitude. But it's important that you do pauses, especially when you're working long shifts like 6, 7, 8 hours. The fact you do it 2 or 3 hours, every 3 or 2 hours will be good. Also, do something different on your days off. I know you take your days off to do the errands and personal things you don't get to do the days you work, but also try to do something only for yourself. Go watch a movie, go for a walk, go to swim. I know it's difficult because we're in the middle of a pandemic, but you can find something else to do that is not work related. My recommendation to you that you're watching me and to my pensions, if it's possible, go once in a while on vacation. You're working for this. You deserve working, go on vacations once in a while and completely disconnect. You need that time off. You have worked to have that time off. It's important you have those times. You can call it to recharge energy. You have worked too hard to get that. Whatever motivation you have, if it's possible, go once 1 week. If you can take more time, 1 week off, just for yourself, to relax, to chill, to have a good time. Next, we have talk with someone about what you're feeling. Like I said in the part of social support, there is a need to talk with someone. Like I said, you can talk it with a psychologist, therapist, a fellow model, someone that can understand you. But the point is, don't let those feelings bottle up inside yourself. I know it's not easy. I know might feel judged because we live in a city, in a society where sex work is a stigma, and we are fighting it, of course. But there is still some stigmas around us. But talk to someone about how you feel. Let someone know you're not feeling good, that your work is getting like a tiring thing to do, an uncomfortable thing. Let someone know that. Next, incorporate exercise into your daily routine. And with this, I don't mean go right now, run to a gym. No, you don't need to do that. With just going 20 minutes for a walk, you're doing exercise. You're getting sunlight. You're getting out of your house. And you are moving. That is the more important thing. Exercise can actually help to improve your mood. There's studies about that. It can help with depression, anxiety, and burnout, of course. Also, rediscover the positive aspect of your work. What do you like about this? What you enjoy? What it makes it fun? And, and if you don't have something that makes it fun, try to find it. Try to make your work fun. You are your own boss. You decide what you do. And as your own boss, make work enjoyable. Make something you can enjoy. It's work, comes, but because it's work doesn't mean it has something you have got to suffer every single day. You can make it comfortable. You can make it a good time, a good place. And also try to modify the situation that contribute to your stress. I know it's not easy and each case is different, but try to find solutions or talk with someone that helps you find solutions if you can see any, because that's possible as well. And there is the last one I didn't put, but it's kind of difficult, but you need to try that to avoid the negative talk. And what do I mean with the negative talk? All cam models know about the negative talk. It usually comes when you're not having a good day on cam and you say it's being rude to you, it's being insulting, your videos are not selling, and immediately you blame yourself. You say it's how I look, it's because of my body, the way I talk, what I did, what I said. You immediately blame yourself. You put the guilt on yourself. Like it was the answer, of course. And most of the time, it's not. There's many factors that are involved in a can girl, a can boy having a bad day. There are many factors. Notice how about you look at what you are. It's not about that. Of course, there is always be room to improve yourself. There is always. But it's not absolutely your fault. It's not about how you look exclusively. There are many things besides that. And yeah, it's kind of hard, of course, but it's possible. It's hard work, but it's hard work it can be done. And with that, I have finished my presentation. So if any of you have questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you for sharing this space with me.